This is the 2025 Brewtubers Online Brewers Club Malt Experiment, Amber Ale. Thanks to our sponsors. 5 Star Chemicals. Check out their new online straight-to-consumer homebrew shop where you can buy everything from Star San and line cleaner to the new liquid PBW that can be used at temperatures as low as 58 degrees Fahrenheit. Check out their online store at 5starchemicals.com/home-brewing. Beer and Wine Hobby Homebrew Supply Store. A local homebrew shop in Danvers, Massachusetts. Order any malt they offer in any quantity you want, and if you order before 11 a.m., they'll package your items and ship out the very same day. Visit the store at www.beer-wine.com. Let's get tasting.
Hey guys, Matt here from Mac Brewery. Let's do another review. This is for the 2025 Brewtubers Malt Experiment, where all of us brewed the same amber ale recipe. I'll put the card up here for you guys to check it out. And we all added a specialty malt to that as a variable to see the differences between that malt. This one, now the label hasn't quite done so well over time. It's kind of faded and got wet, I guess, in the refrigerator. So sorry about that, Sean. This is from Sean at Brookside Brews. So yeah, the label didn't hold up, but I'm sure the contents are just fine. I did, however, print out what his label was supposed to look like. I'll overlay it on the screen. And I did that so that I can actually read the information that's on there. So he's calling this one Fabulously Rich. It's American Amber Ale. He's calling it sessionable because it's a little bit lighter ABV than some of the other ones that we've had so far and will have. For whatever reason, it didn't ferment out the way I guess he had wished, which is fine. It happens to the best of us. And I'm sure this will be totally fine. There's nothing wrong with a lighter amber ale. There's nothing wrong with a sessionable beer, really. Just a shame that I only have one of these, because that's kind of the nice thing about a sessionable beer, right? You can pound back a few of them. But the OG of this one is 1040, and it finished out at 1012, so it makes it a 3.7 percenter. He canned this on July 15th, and he's got some information here on the side of the label featuring a 8-ounce edition of a Western New York honey malt. Golden smooth, subtle luxury, earthy warmth, not flashy, just rich in color. Now, I don't know what particular maltster he would have used. It looks like this is a local maltster to him, Western New York. I was looking online and I found that there's a Niagara malt that's out that way. I don't know if that's the one he used or not. But I kind of just was looking around at some of the characteristics to see if there were any differences. I mean, typically from a honey malt, you're looking at something that's kind of in the same family as a Melanoidin malt. So you're going to get, expect to get some same characteristics from that way. You're going to get some malt sweetness from it, of course. Honey-like flavor, hence the name. And I think depending on the maltster, it's probably going to vary a little bit, but I believe some of these, you can use them up to 20%. I don't know if I would use that much. I think probably 10 or even less is probably appropriate, probably for a honey malt, but let's see what we have here. We're going to pop this open. Got a nice pop on the can, starting to foam out of the top there, so probably good carbonation. He uses a 12-ounce can here, so shouldn't have any problem fitting this all in my Brewtubers pint glass. There you go. All right. Yeah, it's got some really good carbonation in it. You can certainly see the bubbles coming along the side of the glass. Nice small tight bubbles, off-white color, head on it, just kind of sticking around probably for a little bit. Bring this close to the camera again so you guys can get a nice shot of the clarity. Yeah, it looks pretty good. Lots and lots of bubbles streaming up there, sort of a, as Craig Tube likes to say, a upside down snowstorm in the glass. So yeah, looks pretty good. All right, and then the color of it, yeah, it's just, it's lighter than the other ones have been so far, so it's a lighter amber ale. It's got a nice orange sort of hue to it, I guess. It's a good color. Let's go ahead and get an aroma. Yeah, that's a little bit different than the other two so far. Definitely getting a little bit of that sweetness in the aroma. Not picking up any hop character. I didn't really expect to. I mean, this is supposed to be a malt forward beer, but also with this particular malt, you're kind of expecting some of that malt sweetness to come out of it, both in the aroma and the flavor. Certainly is there in the aroma. Yeah, and I'm definitely picking up like a honey-like type of character in that sweetness. That's really cool, really interesting. All right, let's go ahead and get a taste. Cheers. Yeah, that's really nice. So I think, compared to the other two, I like to believe this is probably a little bit more balanced. And as far as what the base recipe has, adding in the 8 ounces. So 8 ounces of this honey malt would put it right around the 5%, I believe, similar to the last one I tried. So it's a good contribution to it. So it certainly is there. But I think it, with this particular malt, it works really well, kind of rides along with the other ingredients. So it's not necessarily standing out so much so that it's tipping the scales to make it too sweet of a beer. Yeah, it's really nice. I talk about the sweetness because the last couple definitely were more on that side of things. Yeah, it's pretty nice. I like this one a lot, actually. Now, in terms of, does it work in an amber ale? I think yes. This is certainly lighter than I would expect to, in the volume, but also in the taste. It is light of what I would expect out of an amber ale. But that's just my personal preference. And the more this sort of sits around, the more I kind of sip on it. That sweetness is blending in pretty good. It's not becoming, it's not disappearing. It's not becoming, cloying or more sweet as time goes on. It hasn't really, the flavors of this haven't really evolved. It just kind of settles in, and it makes it a nice balanced beer. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, very nice. Very nice. Yeah, again, I don't know what maltster he used. I'm just, I'm just going to guess. Maybe it was Niagara, or maybe it was one of the others that are out there. But that's okay. Yeah, and again, as far as the color goes, for an amber ale, I would probably like to have a little bit more color in this, a little bit deeper of a hue. But again, for this particular experiment, I think we're just sort of splitting hairs there. This is a great beer. Sean is an excellent brewer, just like everyone else in the Brewtubers Club. I don't think we're going to come across any bad batches here at all. They're all going to be good, and this is the whole point of this experiment, to see what each malt does. I don't think necessarily the malts that were chosen, at least I could speak for myself. I didn't necessarily pick biscuit malt because I thought, hey, biscuit will contribute and make this amber ale fantastic. No, it was more like, hey, let me just see what this does to take the presence of a bready, biscuity beer, and just see what it does to it. How much does it amplify it? What does it change? And I'm pretty sure that the thought process with this one, with the honey malt, was like, hey, what happens if we add a little bit of a honey malt character to it? See what that does to the amber ale. And now we know. So that's the cool thing about doing these experiments. We get to kind of fool around with that and see what those differences are. So this is number 3. I think I got to go ahead and rank it. It's not as hard now because there's only 3 beers, but it's going to get harder as we go, and I might have to end up shifting some around. I think I'm probably going to put this one at the new number 2. And it's no offense to Jerry, but just for my personal preference, Jerry's, for me, was a little more roastier than I would like it for an amber ale. This is very balanced, so it makes it very nice. But I did like mine edges out just a little bit because I like that extra sort of baguette and the cookie taste that kind of adds into it. Just a little bit better. So these are very close, and it's just going to get harder from here. So I'm going to take the win while I can, and that's the rankings that we have. So let me go ahead and take the moment to thank our sponsors. We got 5 Star Chemicals for keeping our brewery nice, clean, and sanitary. And we have the Beer and Wine Hobby, which is the local homebrew store of the club, and the place that we pretty much, I believe everybody in this experiment has gotten their ingredients from. So we all have a nice baseline to work from, and those guys are awesome. They'll ship out your ingredients pretty quick. And they're all the way in Massachusetts, and I still was able to get my box within a couple of days. So very, very nice turnaround. All right, guys, well, I'm gonna cut it there. Have a good night. We'll see you on the next one. Cheers, and come join us, brewtubers.com. You can do fun things like this. See you later.